involved in that. Now, we got a little bit of mix of good news and bad news in the news this morning.
Yes, we do. And of course, Miss Elizabeth Alvarez, or I should say Mrs.
Yes.
Elizabeth Alvarez, has those headlines for us. And actually, before you get to the headlines, Elizabeth, I just want to say, today we're going to be talking about baby showers for mommies to be.
And I'm sure the two of you are going to be taking lots of notes,
We really are. We're going to be thinking. So if you see anything, you want to drop some hints at anything you heard that interested you, let us know.
I'll be tuned in, that's for sure. All right, guys. Well, good morning to you and good morning to you at home. This morning, some unfortunate news to share with you. Some UNM hospital employees are waking up this morning still in shock by the news that they will be let go this summer. 57 medical transcriptionists are losing their jobs because UNMH is outsourcing their positions to an East Coast company. Now, it is still not clear how much money these layoffs will save the hospital, but one employee says many of the transcriptionists have worked there for 20 years and they just did not see this coming. But employees were called into a lunch meeting yesterday and they were handed termination letters. In June, their positions will be terminated.
UNM has turned its back on 60 hard-working employees. Somebody who cared about their patients, somebody who cared about their providers.
The jobs are now going to Nuance Technologies, UNMH, and Nuance told the laid-off workers that they do have the opportunity to work for the company, but there are no guarantees. Los Alamos National Lab may be getting a big spending boost this year, and it all comes after a massive budget cut last year. You see, President Obama's budget calls for a 7% spending hike at the lab. Last year, LANL took a $300 million hit and ended up eliminating more than 550 jobs, most of those through voluntary buyouts. Well, U.S. Senator Tom Udall, part of the Appropriations Committee, says he will fight to get Congress to approve the president's budget. It was a project that 4 years ago, the city of Albuquerque put in some major cash. Businesses and jobs were supposed to come along with it, but they never did. The Unser crossing isn't only non-existent, it's become somewhat of a dumping ground, and it is getting trashed, vandalized, and just flat out attracts crime. The city has approved $1.8 million to put in sidewalks and fix up the area to attract businesses, but that has not happened.
Well, there was a great deal of promise a few years ago when we broke ground, and we knew CVS Pharmacy was coming in, Lowe's was coming in, Define Fitness, and then the economy took a turn for the worst.
Councilor Ken Sanchez still has hope, though. He believes that even though it looks like a landfill right now, the Unser crossing area can still be cleaned up. People in the area say they would like to see that happen very soon, no doubt. We are waiting to hear how a Rio Rancho girl is doing after she was seriously hurt in a crash. Take a look at this video here. The 10-year-old was inside this minivan. It was hit by an RV yesterday at Unser and Northern, and this is video from viewer Vicente Signs that shows a helicopter airlifting the girl from the scene. They were actually headed to UNM Hospital, where she was last listed in critical condition. It is unclear who was at fault in the crash or if anyone else was hurt. And lastly, if you get a call from the Santa Fe Archdiocese, don't assume it's on the up and up. You see, someone is making calls from a number masking itself as the Archdiocese number. The person on the line is apparently badgering people for personal information, including social security numbers and credit card numbers. Church officials say these calls are a scam, and if you get one, be sure to report it to the State Attorney General's office. And that wraps it up for your Thursday morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt, Kristen, and myself every weekday morning on KRQE News 13 beginning at 4:30 a.m. All right, guys, going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
We will be taking notes about the baby shower.
Yes.
Absolutely.